Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Francesa podcast on the Bet Rivers Network, brought to you by Casamigos Tequila. Casamigos Tequila is brought to you by those who drink it. We're coming to you on the Mike Francesa channel on the Bet Rivers Network on YouTube after one of the more amazing championship level or World Series level games that I've ever seen. A really remarkable game. One for the books, as a matter of fact, with more twists and turns than you can, even imagine. I mean, there were 2 or 3 times tonight when I thought this game was completely over. The Yankees are doing nothing offensively, and Cleveland is going by that book that they have lived on all year, okay? All year, they felt if they could get through the 5th inning, they could hand the game over to their bullpen, go Smith, go Heron, go Gaddis into Class A, win the game. Tonight, those guys look great until Gaddis walks Soto, and then here comes Class A, and Class A gives up a 1-2 fastball on the outside, that corner that Judge rips, and Judge now ends any talk of anything. Now hits one of the great clutch home runs, ties the game. And then, of course, Stanton follows it because you can't take the guy out because he has to face 3 batters. So that kills any theory of that. Class A, who during the regular season was the most dominant closer in baseball, allowed 2 home runs in 74 innings, just to show you how tough it is in the postseason. He's allowed 3 postseason home runs already, 2 in this game. So this game is, you think, going the way of Cleveland. Now the Yankees are up 5-3. Weaver's on the mound. He gets the double play ball from Naylor after Ramirez gets on the bad hop error by Rizzo. And Rizzo, when he went in, maybe next time they might want him to stretch a little bit, because for 2 innings, he looked like he couldn't bend over, and he's in there for defensive purposes. Makes no sense. He's older. He's injured. And if you put him in on a cold night, you got to at least get him loose because he obviously botched 2 balls. They are there at 5-3. And at that point, you would have wagered anything that the game was over, that the Yankees now have broken Cleveland. They've ended their textbook way of winning. The only way Cleveland can win, because Cleveland doesn't hit. And Cleveland's not going to come from behind. So it's 5-3. And then what happens? Thomas, who's a really nice looking player, hits the double off the center field fence. And then here comes Noel, who looks exactly like Serrano in Major League. As a matter of fact, it looked like a scene out of Major League. You know Noel, who's big and strong and strikes out all the time and has 1 hit and 16 at-bats as a pinch hitter and is hitting 067 or something. You know he's going to swing hard, and if he connects, it's a home run, but he's never going to connect. And what does he do? He hits the ball 400 miles and ties the game up, and you're sitting there like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And then they follow that up with a 2-run walk-off off Holmes. Now, so the Yankee bullpen, which had been perfect, which had been so impressive until Weaver gave up the home run to Ramirez in the 9th inning, which didn't mean much, but it did prove they could reach him. And they could hit that changeup. And now, today, they do it again. And now Holmes reverts to the bad Holmes and gives up a home run to Fry. And now Cleveland has a walk-off. They're back in the series at 2-1, and they did it with thunder, without Ramirez doing it, without Naylor doing it, getting it from Thomas and getting it from Noel and getting it from Fry, and winning a game where their bullpen didn't solve their issues. And they did it with offense and did it with power, and you saw a big home run after big home run, and now you have a series. Now, I still think the Yankees are in very good shape. Now, Heal's going to go tomorrow against Williams. Heal hasn't pitched in forever, but we know what kind of live arm he's got. Weaver could be a little tired. He's had a great run. Remember, he's not Mariano Rivera. He was pitching really well, but now they've solved him for home runs in his last 2 stints. So they have kind of figured him out. Yankees have figured out Clase, who has given up 3 postseason home runs and gave up 2 tonight. Thankfully, you saw what happens when you put Stanton in the 4-hole, and the way Wells looks, I wouldn't even play him. I don't wanna get on Wells, but he is an automatic out. I was shocked he pinch hit in that spot. It really was. But I only didn't wanna use 2 guys for the one spot. I understand that. So that's why he doesn't go to a Grisham there or a couple of his pinch hitting, I thought he might put Dominguez up for Verdugo earlier in the game. He didn't. He wants to keep his defensive guys on the field. He pinch run for Stanton, which made sense because he's probably not coming around and bat it again. Um, the bottom line is this is a game that Cleveland had won doing it by their textbook brilliant pitching that the Yankees took away from them with Judge's heroics and then Stanton's heroics. And now the Yankees are going to win one of the great wins in recent Yankee history and really one for the books. And there's no more talk about Judge anymore because now he's hit a homer yesterday and he hits an incredibly late inning clutch homer tonight off a great reliever. So there's no more talk about Judge at all. That's gone. So now it's just Judge plays. And he doesn't have to think about anything or worry about anything. And Stanton continues his heroics and his postseason prowess. So does Torres, who has good at bat after good at bat. And the Yankees are going to win a game that is going to be talked about for a long time, and they're probably going to sweep the Indians because how could the Indians have anything left after losing this game, which was by their textbook? And then they come back and get one of the most unlikely bombs of all time from the well. Like I said, like Serrano at a major league. Get a home run to tie the game, and you're saying to yourself, hey, it's got to be Cleveland's game, right? But this game has so many twists and turns, who knows? And then, yes, it is Cleveland's game after Fry takes it out of the park for a 2-run home run to make it a 7-5 Cleveland win. So now, listen, Cleveland, if they're going to win this series, you got to figure, just like I said about the Mets yesterday, the Mets were going to have to win this games 4 and 5 because they're not going to go back to LA and win 2 games. Cleveland's not going to come to Yankee Stadium and win 2 games. So they're going to have to win games 4 and 5 to win this series. They have a lot of work to do to win the series. They have a lot of work to do to win tomorrow because everybody's gone in the pen and beat the other's pen up, which is an edge for the Yankees because their lineup's better. And their starting pitching's better. So I don't know what they're going to get out of Hill tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to get out of the Cleveland pitcher tomorrow. Nor does anybody else. But we do know that you're not going to have any feelings that the game is over when any of the bullpen comes in because while a couple of the Cleveland guys look really good, especially Smith, and he's a hell of a reliever, Clase's been solved. Weaver's been solved. When you give up back-to-back home runs like Weaver did yesterday and today, 2 days ago and today, and then Clase gives up 2 home runs back-to-back to Judge and Stanton, they've been damaged. They don't carry that swagger. They don't carry that reputation. Even Clase was 47 for 50 in the regular season and was the best closer in baseball. Weaver was a late season addition to the Yankee theme. Clase has been the best reliever in baseball this year, and now he has struggled. He struggled against the Tigers. Now he struggled against the Yankees. But here's the deal. The deal is that Cleveland, out of character, lit up the night to where they have a win, an emotional win that is going to carry them into tomorrow's game unbelievably. That city's going to spend this night reliving this game moment for moment in one of the great wins in Cleveland baseball history after it looked like one of the worst losses in Cleveland baseball history. And the Yankees are up 2-love, so they can sustain this game, but It's a game that they were 1 out away from having this series be over for all intents and purposes, and now it's 2-1. So they have their work to do. And they just can't, say, "All right, Holmes, all right, Weaver, go out there and, throw blanks." That is not the case anymore. And if Weaver gets solved, as he has the last two outings, the Yankee bullpen, which we said all year was going to cause them an issue, imploded here tonight when they had a chance to basically put their stamp on this series. Holmes had been great, Weaver had been great, but now they have come crashing down to earth. And now it is a very different scenario. So the Yankees have to go to plan B, which they have a plan B. Cleveland really doesn't. They do, but Cleveland did flex some power tonight, which you weren't expecting, and won the game with a very unlikely scenario, but they did in dramatic fashion. So I would not say that I would be worried in this series yet at 2-1. I would expect the Yankees to get a split in the next 2 games and come home and finish off Cleveland. But now you have a series, and if it gets to 2-2, hey, you treat it very differently than you do when it's 3-0. And this was one after the Naylor double play. Ramirez gets on, Naylor bounces back to the box, boom, 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 double play. Waiting to just celebrate a couple of pitches later. And the next thing you know, the ball's at the top of the center field wall. And then the next thing you know, it's 5-5. And you have not even, this game was instant classic before that homer. Now it becomes one of the really dramatic, wild postseason games we've seen in years. This was an incredible ball game. It really is. I know you're smarting if you're a Yankee fan right now, but this was an amazing ball game. Give the Indians a lot of credit. They're not built for this. And that swing that Noel made, I mean, can you hit a ball? We talk about Stanton and how he hits the ball. Can you hit a ball any harder than that? You know how as bad, and we're all bad golfers, okay? I don't care if you're, 10, you're still a bad golfer. You know when you really hit one good, though, on the screws, and it's right down the middle, and you don't even have to look, and you just pull the tee out of the ground? What do you think Noel felt like when he made that swing, and he didn't even have to move? He knew this thing was so far gone, it was in orbit. Wild. Just absolutely wild, and it makes it now at 2-1 that the Indians have gotten the Yankees' attention. They were 1 out away. 1 out away, really 1 strike away from having this game over. And instead now, it's not 3-love with Indians crawling back for a game 4. It's 2-1, and they can't wait to get to the ballpark tomorrow. Although there has to be some adjustments in the pen considering what's going on right now. It'll be fascinating to see just how both respective managers treat their closes with what is going on here, with what went on with Clase tonight and what went on with Weaver the last 2 outings. So just, hey, sets up a dramatic game 4. And that's why I say all the time, number 1, there's nothing like October baseball. Baseball in the regular season can be tedious. Baseball in October is an amazing product. As you saw tonight, just an amazing product. And as I say all the time, getting the last outs in these games is so hard. It is so difficult. You can never, ever, I don't care who's on the mound, you cannot ever take it for granted. And this game, just go back and watch from when Class A, they go to commercial, when Class A is going to come in after the 4 pitch walk. Gaddis gets 2 quick outs, and boom, they have had 3 hits in the game. Their relievers have gone, Boyd went 5 beautiful innings. Smith in the 6th, Herron in the 7th. Gaddis gets 2 outs in the 8th. He walks Soto on 4 pitches, and of course, the walk set up the inning, which it always does. And here comes Judge. Strike one, strike two, tries to get him to chase 1-2. I'm going to throw him my 100-mile-an-hour pitch on the outside corner, and boom, a bullet into the seats, and away we go. From that swing, as Judge went around the plate, around the bases to make it 3-3, and then Stanton makes it 4-3, and the Yankees make it 5-3, and then what happened from there? That's why October baseball is so dramatic and special. And now, hey, you take Cleveland seriously, and you worry about tomorrow's game. But the Yankees still have a cushion. Cleveland has to win tomorrow. They got down 2-love. They got to get it to 2-2. If not, I just don't think they can come back to Yankee Stadium and win 2 games. So all the Yankees have to do is get one in the next 2, and then they can come home and put this away. They don't want to have to even think about that. And it looked like they weren't going to have to. But things changed in a hurry. Amazing. We'll see you later.